Okay, so our next speaker is Morgan Amsler.
Thank you so much, Padma, for the warm intro, and to SAE Media for getting us together this week. I'm Morgan Amsler, and I'd like to share the challenges we face in drug delivery and the innovations available to expand access. So first, let's define accessibility broadly as the ability to respond and deliver critical vaccines and medicines to patients. I'll approach this first at a high level. We'll talk through the lens of drug shortages, and then along with the supply chain from fill finish all the way through to delivery of patients. After we review the challenges, I'll talk about some existing and new technologies that we're using at ApiJect that can address some of those problems. And I acknowledge that I am not presenting a silver bullet here. This is not going to work for all drugs or all applications, but aim to share an opportunity to be at the forefront of innovation and how new technologies can make real near-term impacts and improvements to our industry. So let's dive in and talk about some context and some foundation to our challenges. As you all know, our industry is seeing a record level of drug shortages, which means it's never been harder for patients to get access to their necessary medicines. In the US, active drug shortages have been growing at around 10% annually, with the majority of these shortages from generics and from injectables. Although I know this is US-centric data, this is not a pattern that is only relevant to the US. Here in the UK, the number of supply warnings from drug companies has doubled between 2020 and 2023, and the data in developing markets just gets more concerning. So not only are these shortages leading a real and present danger to patients that rely on life-saving medication, but this is a very expensive problem in the billions of dollars. So drug shortages are very complex with a wide range of factors that I don't have time to talk about in 30 minutes, including decades-long policy choices, fluctuations of modern patient and prescriber demands, and even severe weather events. However, the economics and fragility of drug manufacturing supply chains is absolutely one of the primary causes for drug shortages. The American Medical Association last quarter shared this view, and I'm quoting, "Drug supply should not be in constant turmoil because profit margins are too thin to incentivize production. We need to ensure the drug supply chain is more resilient and adaptable." So patients, hospitals, politicians will all continue to put pressure on us as an industry to fix this problem, but it's mission impossible with our current approach. In drug delivery, we've continued to drive innovation around systems that use glass or complex plastics. And while I acknowledge and applaud these new innovations, our most recent pandemic made it clear that our system is very fragile. Traditional glass vial formats rely on 49 distinct production steps over many facilities over many, many months. With rising pressures on cost, it's been increasingly difficult to drive innovations within that current approach. Of course, drug shortages are not limited to what is controlled during the manufacturing process. We have additional challenges after the drug products leave our production facilities and go out into the world. The decisions that we make on the materials and technology used to get critical drugs to patients have significant downstream impact. I'm sure many of you remember these, but here are a few recent examples of how those choices ultimately limit access and increase costs. Critical vaccines and injections have been through highly public recalls due to breakage, and key medicines have been discontinued and shorted because suppliers decided to use alternative raw materials or change their process to improve their economics. Even when supply of fill-finish medicines is available, in many parts of the world, there's still significant challenges delivering these into the arms of patients. How many of us take for granted our robust logistics infrastructure, our ability to move medicines from factory to warehouses to clinics to trained healthcare workers and into your arm? I know I do. In low and middle income countries where medicine is first transported by air freight, it is still so far away from actually getting to patients. Access to drugs rely heavily on transportation over very difficult terrain, by truck, by foot, by bicycle, and into community healthcare centers. That transportation drives up to 40% of the total cost per delivered dose. This is the last mile delivery problem that continues to limit access to critical medicines in many rural areas. And that last mile is relevant to all rural areas, even in my home state of Kentucky in the US. Through our field research efforts at ApiJect, we've observed this challenge firsthand and interviewed thousands of community healthcare workers to better understand this last mile. The weight of the drugs, the breakage of glass vials, drug waste, cold chain requirements, and training on administering injections all amplify that last mile challenge. Recently, Nature published a case study on COVID that demonstrated low vaccination rates in Africa are related to deficiencies in access, not vaccine hesitancy, and that simple last-mile interventions can triple vaccination rates in 3 days, tripled protection in 72 hours. So there's a binary choice in front of us. We can accept the limitations of our current system and keep pressuring it, or we can identify alternative routes to address those problems. So today I'd like to share some innovations that we've developed at ApiJect to simplify our approach. So ApiJect is a technology company for drug delivery devices that leverages 2 globally trusted manufacturing technologies to produce a platform of single-dose prefilled injectors at the scale and cost of glass vial formats. So on those 2 technologies, let's first talk about blow-fill-seal or BFS manufacturing, which we've leveraged to replace the need for glass vials. So BFS has been commercially available for over 60 years from Romalog, one of our partners, and it's recognized in the industry as an advanced aseptic fill finish process and doesn't require terminal sterilization. Today, it's widely used to package ophthalmic and inhalation drugs such as eye drops or albuterol. We use BFS to produce a single component made with just one readily available raw material, low-density polyethylene. There's no elastomers, rubbers, glass, metals, just plastic pellets. The machine has a small footprint and can be run by just 2 people to produce up to 30,000 containers per hour. The second manufacturing technology we use is injection molding to replace the need for a separate syringe. I'm sure all of you are aware of this technology, which is older than all of us here. But through our partnership with the second largest cannula supplier in the world, Taichung Industrial, we mold plastic hubs in double-sided stainless steel needles. With that simple platform and fewer components and fewer raw materials, we also reduce the need to perform extensive and costly contact or E&L testing. So using those 2 technologies, we focus on simplicity by design to develop our easy-to-use single-dose prefilled injector system. The prefilled format reduces dosing errors and accelerates administration times as well. So these 2 proprietary components, I'll show it here, the container and the needle hub, can be packaged together or separately and are push-assembled by the healthcare professional at the time of injection. The needle can then be inserted into the arm, squeezed for 4 to 6 seconds, removed, released. This one has a needle safety device, and disposed. If you want to give this a try, we have a table outside. I would love for you to stop by today or tomorrow for a demonstration. So with those 2 well-established technologies, you might be asking, why has no one done this before? Well, ApiJect has made significant investment in the areas of product, process, and platform to clear major technical hurdles that had inhibited these technologies previously. We'll go through these one by one. The first is temperature management during the BFS process. So historically, BFS has been discounted as an option for injectables due to the heat that the drug product is exposed to when you're creating the containers. ApiJect has developed a proprietary temperature management system that protects the drug product from heat exposure to dramatically expand the range of injectables that can work with BFS. The second hurdle is around designing a platform that can reliably attach that hard plastic needle hub to a soft plastic container. We tackled this challenge also while maintaining the flexibility to configure different container designs, needle gauges, and needle sizes. Our co-founder, Mark Koska, along with our engineers and designers, have spent years developing and testing the process, the mold dimensions, dispel force, detachment force, human factors, and usability to ensure a safe and high-performing combination device. The last involves visual inspection, which is a regulatory requirement for parenterals, where it's more straightforward to inspect for leaks and particulates in a clear, perfectly cylindrical glass container. This becomes a lot more challenging when the container is asymmetrical and semi-translucent. And to accommodate inspection of 30,000 units per hour, ApiJect developed and operationalized a fully automated system to accomplish this. So now that we have a bit of background on the different technologies that we're using, let's look at how those innovations can provide overall value across the supply chain, starting with fill finish manufacturing and moving downstream to patient delivery. So ApiJect relies on 3 readily available raw materials. I mentioned the LDPE plastic pellets for the containers. We use polypropylene plastic pellets for the hub and stainless steel for the needle. The production lines, including the blow-fill seal machines, inspection, and packaging, have a smaller footprint than traditional manufacturing. These machines can be housed in a single facility in less than 10,000 square feet, a stark contrast to the 49 steps and multiple facilities needed for glass vials. The BFS machines are cost-effective at variable capacity, so whether it's small runs or large population scale. These short lead times and high efficiency manufacturing enable surge capacity as well, and a rapid response to any spikes in demand or bioemergencies. Leaving the facility, the plastic containers are better fit for global distribution. They're more durable and flexible to reduce the waste through breakage, and they're smaller and lighter to reduce the transportation costs, a big difference during that last mile. Arriving at healthcare facilities, ApiJect systems support a growing preference for prefilled formats, reducing dosing errors and improving safety, I'm sure, as y'all know. The simple design is easy to use for injections by community healthcare workers or self-administration, with fewer components supporting faster administration times. With those innovations, we can provide all the benefits of a prefilled syringe at less than the cost of a single-dose glass vial. We can also achieve comparable costs per delivered dose, factoring in typical drug waste to multi-dose glass vials. So lastly, let's talk about what that transition looks like to integrate this technology into our supply chains. With the current ApiJect device design that I shared, we have a clear path to repackage on-market injectable medicines in less than 18 months. ApiJect is part of the FDA's Emerging Technologies program and has defined the primary data necessary to demonstrate equivalence and refrain from needing clinical trials. We're working with pharmaceutical customers across this process right now and currently completing stability testing with registration batches, expecting to file in Q3 or Q4 of this year in the US and in the EU. Our team has the flexibility to offer full or selected services during this process, depending on your teams and your capabilities. And we can also support evaluation of alternative timelines if the device I shared isn't suitable for the application. As I mentioned, we offer end-to-end services from device conceptualization and device development. In applications where the device design I shared doesn't fit, our team of experts here in London collaborate with customers to complete research, field testing, and prototyping before the design is transferred to our facilities in North Carolina and Orlando, Florida, to pursue non-GMP production and further testing and evaluation. Shifting to GMP manufacture and commercial launch, we share our expertise with CDMO partners or the drug sponsors themselves who have BFS lines set up and upgraded with the ApiJect technology. Our current CDMO network is capable of producing 1 billion units annually, and we're actively expanding and adding to that network and capacity. So today, I talked about the challenges and costs that we're faced with to provide accessible medicines to patients, and I hope you all learned a bit more about the benefits of our technology and the benefits that can be provided transitioning to prefilled plastic delivery systems. Thank you all so much for your time today. I'd love to take any questions or feedback.